Hello everyone and welcome to this special episode of Let's Meet. I'm your host Alex. Recently, well-known overseas Chinese content creator Carl Zha returned to his hometown of Chongqing, capturing the city's unique character through his lens. In today's episode, we'll follow his footsteps, explore Chongqing together, and hear his reflections on the city. Carl Zha is a geopolitical commentator active across global social media platforms. With over 300,000 followers known for his independent analysis of East-West issues, he aims to present a broader, more nuanced Chinese perspective. During his return to Chongqing, we followed his lens and storytelling to understand the city as he sees it today. Returning to his hometown after many years, Carl Zha sampled authentic Sichuan cuisine alongside our reporter and revisited his personal journey. He explained that he founded the Silk and Steel podcast to challenge narratives framing in Western media and to offer essential Chinese viewpoints, fostering more balance and rational global dialogue.
Today we are meeting trending geopolitical analyst, YouTuber Carl Zha back to Chongqing. Why I say it's back? Because he's originally from Chongqing. I'm Yuan from WCICO. I will be his guide today to make sure he won't get too lost in the new city of Chongqing since his absence for a few decades. Hello, Carl.
Oh, hey.
So, Carl, what's your memory of Chongqing's taste?
What's well, it's spicy, of course, and nummy. Because the special Sichuan pepper that give it a special kick.
Actually, why I booked this restaurant because I know Carl is originally from Chongqing. He's Chongqing native, but he's familiar with Chongqing taste, of course. But this one is more like a combination of authentic Chongqing flavor and the contemporary style. I think you are more famous internationally overseas in China, right? Oh, do you mind to share about your story?
So, okay, let me do the long story.
Oh.
My origin story.
As long as it can.
Okay, so I went to US in 1990 following my parents. And when I was in US, I was very hungry for news about China.
Yes.
And at that time, I delivered New York Times. I was a paper boy for New York Times. I would read through the pages of New York Times every day to see if there's any news about China. Back in 1990s, there weren't that much. What little I did find, the China that painted in New York Times is totally different from the China I know. Around 2000, this is when I already started working. I graduated college and started working. So I found this online blog started by a bunch of American expats in Moscow called Exile. One of them is started by Matt Taibbi. Now he's mainstream. Before he hit the big time, he was actually doing a lot of exposés on how mainstream media construct narratives about other countries. In his case, about both Serbia and Russia. He was saying, look, most of the stories, there's a template. And that's why I realized, oh, okay, it's not a matter of the Western journalists didn't understand China or didn't understand Russia. This is a real constructed narrative. And that made me look at Western reporting on China differently. But I follow the same people who started that blog, the Exile blog. One of them started their own podcast called Radio Warner. So I recommended myself, and I added comments. Okay, I saw that you're about to do an episode on Taiping Rebellion. Can I come to your show? And he really liked what I had to say. So he invited me to do that podcast with him. So I built a little bit notoriety, because he will keep on inviting me back whenever he talked about Chinese history. And I consider myself still connected to the Chinese world, at least share from a Chinese perspective. So that's why I started my podcast, Silk and Steel podcast. Later, I migrated also to YouTube. I think there's a real hunger for real information about China. People are looking toward alternative media right now. I guess I just happen to be at the right place at the right time.
Carl's niche is geopolitical and a historical topic. So I think it's a good choice to take him to Jianchuan Museum to visit. The prototype of this place used to be an armory in Hanyang,
Yeah.
which is Wuhan. Due to the war, it kind of relocated to Chongqing.
Like Wuhan was occupied, so all the factories are now moved to Chongqing. Here at this place, I feel like I'm walking into a time capsule. And a lot of this period, I myself actually have experienced because I was born in 1976. So I'm quite familiar what China was like, particularly what Chongqing was like back in the 1980s. The beginning part of the tour, where they show the history of this place, that really, in a lot of ways, it encapsulates the modernization of China. Right now, we're inside an old anti-air raid shelter that was built initially for defense against the Japanese terror bombing during World War II. And then it was used as a shelter for making the weapons to fight the Japanese. And once we emerge out of this cave, we're coming out into the modern Chongqing. So there's a huge contrast. You're walking out of the time capsule now. I think it's very important, especially for posterity, for the younger generation, to know this history, how far China has come. And I think it's good to gain the appreciation of history, to appreciate the present. Yeah, he agrees.
From the rooftop of Raffle City, Chongqing, Carl Zha looked out over the skyline where the Yangtze and the Jialing rivers meet. He noted that most of the skyscrapers before him were built within the last 3 decades, an unmistakable display of Chongqing's rapid urban transformation. He stressed that young people should understand this development history to better grasp China's path. He also described Chongqing as a cyber city, encouraging global visitors to experience it firsthand.
This is the Raffle City observation deck. I think this is a great place for Carl to review his hometown.
That's the Chongqing port. I still remember it from 1980s when I took a river cruise with my auntie, and I still remember very steep stairs going down. Back in the 1980s, all these buildings were here. None of these, almost everything you see right now was built in
A lot of bridges.
No bridges. There were no bridges. And so everything you see right now, this view, is built in the last 35 years. And that's very impressive. Now you can see very clearly the junction between the Yangtze River and Jialing River, because the Yangtze River is very muddy. Here is a lot of silt from upstream. And Jialing River is green, because Jialing River, it's very fast flowing river, so there's not much sediment by the time it comes here. So it's quite amazing.
This will appear some special season, because this is actually my first time to see those two rivers at some different holiday.
Because there's a high water season and low water season, right? I think we're kind of at the tail end of the high water season, because there's more water. Yangtze River carry a lot of water and carry a lot of silt from upstream. Before, I only see this in the picture, like from the bird's eye view, and now I can see it for myself.
So I have one last question
Go ahead.
today. So the question is, a city like Chongqing, which has a very abundant history and rapid development, what's the image of Chongqing of the world?
Well, I mean, right now, Chongqing actually have a very positive image brought. They see titles like the cyber city. Chongqing is a very nice, clean city. Now, many people think of modern China. They think the night view of Chongqing when all the buildings are light up. Yeah, I highly recommend anybody to come visit Chongqing, see for yourself, and you'll be amazed as well.
As night fell over the streets of Chongqing, Carl Zha and I walked and talked through the bustling city, experiencing the safety and urban environment firsthand. He observed that Chongqing residents generally trust the government's ability to deliver major infrastructure projects, trust that has translated into tangible improvements in daily life. He urged overseas audience to step beyond information barriers and visit China themselves to see its society as it truly is. Carl Zha.
Alex, Good to meet you again.
We're in Chongqing, China.
Yes, my hometown.
So much to talk about. Geopolitics, man.
Sure,
what a
sure.
hot topic. So tell me, you're here in China. You've been away for a while.
Yep.
Your thoughts?
It's amazing. It's everything got better. Every time I come back to Chongqing, it's like I'm coming back to a different city. The infrastructure has changed. Everything got more convenient.
You know, this is amazing. We're here in the city of Chongqing on a Tuesday evening around 8 o'clock. You can see it's vibrant. Nobody's running around, ripping off phones. Nobody's stealing people's wallets. Everything is pretty calming. Have a look. We didn't even know this, but we have the SWAT team walking by us here in uniform. No problem filming in the street.
Yeah.
Take that one, North American boys.
But guess what? Safety is the ultimate freedom. Safety means like 9 o'clock at night, you can come out here and enjoy life. And look at all these young women walking around with no fear because they are free. They're truly free here.
And, you know, the infrastructure projects, the big airports, the rail systems, the government ordinances. People trust the government.
Everything, they can see it with their eyes. You know, for people, long-term residents of Chongqing, they can see how the city was built up. I can tell you, when I was in Chongqing back in 1980s, you know, the tallest building in the fall of Chongqing was a 3-story tall monument, which is not here, but you can imagine if it was there, about 3-story tall. But look at just right around you, there's like tall rises, high rises, everything. Everything was built after 1990. And things are continually to improve. Yeah, I mean, I think what it is, when people are talking that way about China, they're not really talking about China as a physical entity. They're talking about this China of their imagination.
Right.
They're projecting a lot of their fears onto this foil that's called China, but it's really a reflection about their fear about where their own society is going, right? I mean, so this is I encourage all people to come visit China, even the people who hate China. At least you will understand what you hate about. You know, right now you are hating mostly about a concept, like that was constructed out of air by your media, by your quote unquote alternative media.
Yeah.
But it's actually just a lot of propaganda. So I encourage everyone to travel to China to see for itself how it really is.
During his trip, Carl Zha posted his observations on X, sparking strong reaction from overseas viewers. Many expressed amazement at Chongqing's cityscape, while others said his videos spark new curiosity about China's development path. Let's take a look at some of those comments. Carl Zha's visit offered a fresh perspective on Chongqing through the eyes of someone returning from abroad. Thank you for watching this special episode of Let's Meet. We look forward to welcoming more influential guests to discover and fall in love with Chongqing. Let's Meet, showcasing new Chongqing to the world. I'm your host, Alex. See you next time.